September 4th, 2014, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. It's the Green Bay Packers at the Seattle Seahawks in a match that saw the defending NFC North champions versus the defending NFL champions as the Seahawks unveiled their Super Bowl banner that they won just 7 months ago. And what a game this was. There were some miscues early on, with the penalty on the punt kept the Seahawks with the ball, which would lead to a field goal by Hauschka as he kicked a 35-yarder to make it 3-0 Seahawks. Then later on in the first quarter, miscues on a punt again. This time it was on the other end with Seattle as Richard Sherman accidentally messed up and blocked a guy into Earl Thomas. And that led to the Packers keeping the ball when they had to punt away, but now they had the ball right there in scoring position, and that led to their first touchdown of the game. So now the score was 7-3 Packers. That would be it for the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, just 2 minutes in, Russell Wilson throws a touchdown to Ricardo, Lockette, a 33-yard pass that would make it 10-7 as the Seahawks took back the lead by 3. But then with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left before halftime, Mason Crosby kicked a 23-yard field goal to tie this game up at 10 apiece. But then with a little less than 4 minutes left before halftime, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, ran in the touchdown, a 9-yard run to make it 17-10 Seahawks. So the Seahawks went into the locker rooms at halftime up by a touchdown. Then in the third quarter, starting off the second half, the Seahawks had the punt on their first possession. And then on the very first play for the Packers in the second half, Aaron Rodgers throws an interception as Byron Maxwell comes up with a huge play for the Seahawks. And that would end up leading to a field goal by Hauschka, this time a 20-yard field goal. And they were up by 10 with the score now 20-10. Then with a little less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter, Derrick Sherrod was tackled in the end zone by Tony McDaniel for the safety. What had happened was Aaron Rodgers was sacked for a 10-yard loss. He fumbled the ball. Sherrod recovered, and then he was tackled for that safety by McDaniel. So it was now 22-10 as the Seahawks were up by 12 points going into the fourth quarter. And the Seahawks came into the fourth quarter, and they accentuated their drive with a touchdown just 5 seconds in. With beast mode, Marshawn Lynch ran in for a second touchdown of the game. This time a 3-yard run that made it 29-10 as the Seahawks now extended their lead to 19 points. But the Packers weren't quite done yet, even though they sure looked like the fork was about to be stuck in them. But Aaron Rodgers was able to come up with a touchdown pass to Randall Cobb, a 3-yarder, to make it 29-16. They went for a 2-point conversion and failed, and so they only got 6 out of that scoring drive. But that would be all for the Packers, as that was the final score for them. But the Seahawks weren't quite done yet, as Russell Wilson threw his second touchdown of the game, this time to Derrick Coleman on a 15-yard pass to put the Seahawks up 36-16. They were now up by 20, and that would be the final score, and Seattle wins this one easily. And in this game, Russell Wilson was 19 for 28 with 191 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. He also rushed for 29 yards on the ground as well. Aaron Rodgers was 23 for 33 with 189 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And on the ground, beast mode Marshawn Lynch reached the century mark as he rushed for 110 yards off of 20 carries, giving him a 5.5-yard average. He also found the end zone twice as he scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. Percy Harvin also had 41 yards rushing, as well as 59 yards receiving, and another 60 yards on kick returns, giving Percy Harvin a total of 160 total yards in this game, as he was definitely a factor in the Seattle offense in his first game here of the first game of the season. And as for the Packers, neither of their rushers even broke 40 yards. As Starks rushed for 37 and Lacey rushed for 34. And Jordy Nelson was their leading receiver with 83 receiving yards. And Cobb was the sole touchdown receiver for the Packers. And Rodgers had that fumble which led to the safety. And Maxwell got that interception off of Rodgers. So those couple turnovers were definitely a factor as well. The difference in this game is the Seahawks win by 3 scores, and they show that they're still the team to beat and the best in the league, is they're picking up right where they left off last year when they won the Super Bowl. So once again, the final score 36-16 here in the season opener in Seattle.